What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Under the Rim podcast. And I know it's been a hot minute since I made an episode. Kind of just wanted to take a break. I injured my hand recently, and then the whole scar tissue started healing over. I couldn't close my right fist properly. I needed to get an ultrasound X-ray. So I decided while taking a break, because there was nothing really to talk about otherwise than just Last Dance episodes each week. There's no new NBA news, and I kind of really didn't want to stretch it out and find topics and just to force out a podcast. I should feel like it should be just as when I need to talk about something or when I want and I feel passionate about talking about something or the news or things like that. Just not just I have to get podcast episodes out. But now I should be back every week, back every Wednesday, Thursday, as soon as I can get these out because I'm also in school, so I gotta manage that on top. But we got some amazing news today. We got some goated news today from the god himself, Woj. All right. So basically, the NBA is proposing a 22 team return to play, and a lot of my friends are confused. A lot of people I'm talking about, they're confused. They're like, how is this gonna work out? How is it gonna go? So basically, right here is all 22 teams will return to play at Disney World. That includes current playoff teams and teams within 6 games of a final playoff spot. So I guess for the 8th seed, they're going to be battling it out for the 8th seed. So there's about let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are going to be competing for that, I'm guessing. The Western Conference is the Kings, Pelicans, Spurs, Suns, Trailblazers. Eastern Conference is the Wizards, and it includes 8 regular season games and a potential play-in tournament to determine playoff field. So I don't know all the bits and details yet of what's going on exactly with the return to play. I don't know if they're doing 1 to 16 or if they're doing East versus West. I don't know yet because I wouldn't know how we're battling it out for the 8th seed between these teams. Why not just give it to them? I'm guessing because they said only the Eastern Conference includes only the Wizards. So what's going on here? I guess, and they said they're going to play 8 games. They're going to play the scheduled 8 games they're supposed to play, all the 2 teams that are returning. So I guess the Lakers have their upcoming schedule. I don't have it off the top of my head, but they're going to play 8 straight games and then get straight into the playoffs, and they said it's set to end around October 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find any other stats here. So the teams, okay, here we go. So teams looking to clinch a playoff berth right now, you have at 8, you have the Magic. At 8, you have the Grizzlies, Eastern Conference Magic, Western Conference Grizzlies, and then you have the Wizards 5.5 games out. And then for the Western Conference, the Trailblazers are 3.5, Pelicans 3.5, Kings 3.5, Spurs 4, and Suns 6. And the Nets are a half game ahead of the Magic, so at 7. So it's really anything goes right here. It could be crazy. I guess they're gonna put out the full rules tomorrow. Of what's going on, who's going to get what, how they're going to deal with certain things you'd naturally get in the regular season versus to now. But I'm just glad to hear it's coming back. I knew this season wasn't going to get canceled. I knew it was going to come back at a point in time because this season is probably the most who's going to win it type season we had in a long time. You got the Clippers, you got the Lakers, the Bucks, the 76ers, Celtics, Raptors, Miami Heat on the come up. All these different teams are really good because you're not facing the Warriors just single-handedly anymore. You're not worrying about they're going to dominate, sweep. It's just going to be competitive, and we want that. We want this season to come back. And so here's the thing right now. Let me see if we can pull it up. Here's some people are discussing. They're discussing right now, how is home court advantage going to work? How is home court advantage going to work? And if you talk to any basketball player, any person that's even tried playing ball, they will tell you that home court advantage is really a thing. It is a thing, in fact. I'm trying to find, there's a video I think Woj made that, Woj or Get Up or something. They have incentives on if you get first, the different things here. Let me see. If one was you give the team more possessions. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so basically they're trying to say, how do you reward those who have the highest seed, because they used to get home court advantage. And like I said, home court advantage is a huge thing. You play on your home court, your fans are there. That's where the momentum builds and starts to carry you onto the road. So this is what they're thinking. So I'll go step by step. So the first is, and these are just up in the air right now, nothing is confirmed, so I'm not trying to say this is true, this is not, I'm getting this from the ESPN channel. It was uploaded today. So they said the first thing they can try and do is give teams more possessions. And what do you mean more possessions? Like just have the ball for like 5 straight possessions? No. So basically, what they're gonna do, award the first, second, third possession of each quarter. Like the first possession of the first quarter, first possession of the second quarter, first possession of the third quarter, and so on. Like since instead of you winning the the jump ball and how the teams get it on their respective quarters, it's just going to be the first seed getting the first possession on each of the quarters. So that could be, I don't see too much of a problem with that. Honestly, a lot of people don't like it. The next one I have kind of a bigger problem with. So you're allowed to designate one player to be able to be whistled for 7 fouls instead of 6 before fouling out. So they said one player. I thought it was just giving the entire team 7 fouls. I don't know. I don't know about that. Uh, it could be wild. I like these are good, but they're not great. And the next one is receive an extra coach's challenge. And coaches be calling right now. Some people be abusing it. Some people just be not using it at all. So, this one is kind of good. I like it. Transport their actual hardware home court to Orlando, Florida. So that would be good. You don't actually get a like in-game advantage of you getting extra possessions or a foul or anything. You're just playing on a court you're comfortable with, like you're at home. That could be good. I actually like that one. I like that in the possession one more than these other ones. And then they said for the fourth one, playoff teams in order of 1 to 6 seeding, pick which hotel they'll stay at first. Aren't you guys all staying in Disney World? It's not really that hard. Like it's not really that tough a choice to choose. It's Disney World. Like it's Disney World. All right. But I like the transporting their actual hardware home court to Orlando, Florida. I think it's going to be good. I think what they're doing right now, I knew they were going to come up with some way. Like I was saying earlier in my earlier podcast, they should just jump right back into the playoffs, and if you want to shake off the rust, play a couple games. So this is good. This is really good. They don't have all 30 teams coming back because it'd be kind of a waste. They're still getting that TV ad revenue that like they require, that the networks require, and they're still getting into the playoffs. And it's gonna be crazy because they're finishing right around October, and they just want to get the draft out, free agency out real quick, and then I don't know when the next season will start. Maybe December, maybe next year, early next year. Who knows? Maybe they'll shorten the season next year so it finishes in June, July, and then you could get on with the regular season again starting back in October. Because this is going to be like a whole 1 year process. This isn't just this season because this thing affected everything. It pushes everything. And one of these reporters made a really good point. Like, next year will probably be the Olympics, because they postponed it this year. I'm pretty sure they postponed it this year. And they made sure it was next year. So when you go into next year and you have these NBA players playing in the playoffs, what happens to the national USA basketball team? And basically, first thought that came into my head is you got to take the players who didn't make the playoffs. You have to at that point, right? Like it's a challenge for them because you're kind of the underdog in that situation. Yes, you're Team USA, but you're still the underdog as you wouldn't be the top choices. I feel like USA would still dominate with, like, say the Suns don't make it. You still got Devin Booker. You still guys like, I'm just gonna list players of teams who I think wouldn't make the playoffs, like Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, Trae Young, and just the list goes on. Maybe like I think the Mavericks might be. I don't know the seeding. Let me check right now the NBA seeding standings 2020 because I need to know. Let me see here. Maybe because that's what I'm saying. Maybe they'll make it. Yeah, right now it's in the Eastern Conference. If you guys are just wondering, just for this year, it goes Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, Heat, Pacers, 76ers, Nets, Magic, Western, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Mavericks, Grizzlies. Okay, so it's gonna be interesting. It's really gonna be interesting. I still don't know if they're doing 1 to 16. I don't know if they're doing Western versus Eastern. I'm going to read more up in it tomorrow probably and see what's going on with that. But I do like this. I do like that they're coming back, and I do like this system where it's like a tournament almost for the 8th seed. I think it's going to make the NBA more competitive. It's going to give us more higher intensity playoff games with these lower seeded teams than we'd usually get, because a lot of people, like, if you know you're not making the playoffs, they just kind of give up and they kind of just not try. But now it's like if you got a chance, you're gonna fight for it. You know, like the Blazers have a hard road to climb for this one. You know, to get that 8 seed. Look at this. Hold on. So Damian Lillard said himself that he doesn't want to play if there's no point of even getting into the playoffs. You know, here let me see how far he's back. Okay, yeah. So Trailblazers, they're not like the Suns back, all right? They're not like crazy back. So they gotta win 6 games. They gotta win six and pray that they get past that. But I don't think the Suns are winning six. Maybe the Spurs can pull it off. If anybody could pull this off to lock in that 8 seed, it'd probably be the Spurs. Never doubt Popovich ever. All right, I've never doubted him once in my mind. Trailblazers got 3.5 games. Do I think they could do it? If they bring back a healthy use of Nurkic, I don't see why not. I don't see why they won't be. They couldn't. The Wizards, they're talking about bringing back John Wall late to try and secure a spot. Maybe. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows what kind of condition John Wall is in? I've seen him dunking, doing windmills. So he looks like he's pretty good to me, and he might be ready to play, honestly. It's been like, what, 2 years since we've seen John Wall play? And this man is jumping out of the gym still, so who knows? Just hoping he, knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt again or anything. But I think either the Spurs or the Trailblazers can do it, can upset the Grizzlies. You know, it's crazy that Ja Morant led them to the 8 seed. That's insane to me. But the Kings, nah, I don't think the Kings are really. Nah, I wouldn't take them over the Spurs or the Trailblazers. Just people are saying the Pelicans. Who knows? They're like a wild card in this whole thing. You know, you got Zion, Lonzo, Ingram, all these guys, bro. What's his name? I'm blanking right now. What's his name? Man played for the Lakers. He was involved in the trade too. Oh no, LeBron dunked on him. I can't remember. I'm blanking. But yeah, they are a wild card. But I think the fight in the Trailblazers is insane. These guys knocked out OKC last year. If y'all don't remember, Damian Lillard is a dog. All right, him and 3J McCollum, they can. I think they can burn up. I think they lock up the 8th seed. But that's my problem with the Trailblazers. You know, it's like they go to the playoffs and for what? You know, they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna make major news. You know, they're not gonna they'll maybe get past the first round, but you know they're not getting any farther than that. So it's just like Lillard. Like, yeah, I get you want to be competitive, but bro, you know. I guess it's just for the love of the game. You know, like just for the love of the game. He wants to win so bad, and he wants to play so bad, and there needs to be an incentive, you know, because it's like you're playing for the Knicks out here, right? It's like you're playing just to lose, or you think like it's just sad. You don't want to be in a depressing environment. I could see that. You know, there's no point of coming back if anything. So these are the teams looking to clinch the playoff berth, and I respect it. I see it. I just don't like them like with the two gimmicky like let's give them more possessions or let's give them more fouls or more coaching calls. Just take the hardware and just transport it over there. It's not that hard. Just slap a Lakers logo on it, slap a Bucks logo, slap whoever logo, all right, on it. It's really not that hard. And the basketball nets are all the same size and regulation. Just don't make it like LA where PG got hurt because the footing of the basketball net, like the bottom of it, the base was like 1 or 2 inches too close. Like, don't do that. Don't make it that close, you know. But honestly, I am so hyped for this. I'm so excited for this. I woke up this morning, all I see Woj just going off, and then I see the NBA is back. It is back, and everyone is just talking about it. You know, everyone is just saying who we got, who's going to play, who is this, who are the wild cards. And I'm just telling you right now, it's who am I taking? Again, if I want to refurbish or like just back up my playoff claims, I want to see who's going to be set first, like set in stone playing. But right now, if you ask me, if it's 1-16, I got the Lakers Clippers in the finals, boy. But if it's the regular West versus East, it's probably Lakers versus Bucks. Honestly, I'm saying that, and I'm saying Lakers in 6. If it's Lakers versus Bucks, I'm saying Lakers in 6. This man LeBron has not stopped training since the day the NBA season was halted. All right, people are not giving this man enough credit. Like, he's been working out. He is hungry. And the narrative is low key changing I noticed this in the media. It's low-key changing where people are saying that LeBron should be MVP. So look out for Giannis to be a little more agitated, because Giannis does not take that shit lightly. Like he was busting his ass to repeat with MVP. So don't be surprised if Giannis is dropping 40 and 10 like per game. So but if you had to ask me, like, of course I'm gonna say LeBron deserves the MVP because of what he's doing this year, how far he's brought the Lakers back in the playoffs. He would have brought him back last year if he didn't get injured, and he's doing amazing things. Look at the stats he's putting up now. But again, Giannis stats are crazy too. So would I be mad if he won it? No. Would I understand it? Yes. I wouldn't be salty as hell. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know how they're gonna get all this done. I don't know what's happening with who's playing what. They just said it tomorrow. It's gonna be a vote, so it's like 90%, 95% confirmed that the NBA is coming back. But tomorrow it's set in stone. It will be yes, we are coming back, or no, we can't come back. Knock on wood. The owners are gonna vote. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put it up to a vote with, I think, like I said, the owners or other people, but most likely it's coming back because this way it makes the most financial sense. It makes the most sense in general to continue the season, because if you just canceled the season, this was a complete waste of a season. If any players got injured this season, it would go in vain. Like what are they playing for? Just to play to get like injured? Nah. So it was good to bring them back. It's good. And I saw like Pat Beverly saying it's bad with everything going on to announce something like this. I get entirely what he's saying, because a lot of companies were like, yo, we're not going to say anything, we're not going to make any announcements. But I feel like something like this, it gives a lot of people hope. It gives some people things to look forward to, like the NBA season coming back. Like some kids, the only thing they gotta have to look forward to during this quarantine is the NBA, is watching basketball, playing basketball. Now that it's coming back, they get to see their heroes like LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis on screen again, and it gives them motivation. So I think we need the NBA more than ever right now to bring us together and things like that. We need the NBA for us to, like I said, come together and have fun, and instead of dealing with things like coronavirus or police murdering people in cold blood, or murder hornets, or any of these really depressing subjects throughout the year, we can finally look forward to something. We can finally look forward to people being competitive and playing ball, and while also protesting or like advocating for like Black Lives Matter. It's good, and I see why he said what he said. I understand it completely, but then again, I feel like we need things to look forward to. We need things to look forward to, and we need something to. That's pretty much everything I really got to say for this episode. I'm trying to think off the top of my head anything, because it hasn't been any crazy news this week. It hasn't been anything. This was like the biggest thing, of course, that came out. I was gonna make like an episode about Lillard saying he didn't want to play, but I was like, how much can you really drag out of that? I don't want to be one of these I don't want to be one of these media people that just shit on Lillard. Like, I understand what he's saying. I understand why he said that, because what is the point of coming back and playing if you can't play for a spot? Just don't even bring me back at all. Let him rest. Let the man rest. But now there's a chance, and I think Lillard will like this. I think the Lakers are hype, and the Clippers are hype, and everyone's ready to come back. It's gonna be crazy because Paul George was like in and out because he was getting hurt during the year. I think now he'll been back fully healthy. I think this gave a chance for the players to rest properly. They might be a little bit rusty, but that's why you see some of these guys that were working out every single day getting back into shape, getting back into the whole flow. It's gonna be weird seeing where they play and what the arena is going to look like. I imagine it's going to look like the exact same thing, just like a different arena, but I don't like we'll see. It's going to be weird. I think they are targeting a July something return. Yeah, beginning in July. They don't have the exact date yet. Someone was saying like the mid to end of July, and then hoping it ends in October, like I said. Bro, that's great. If it ends in October, that's amazing, but the NBA season starts in October and goes through the Christmas and everything. So who knows? Maybe the season will start on December 21st. Who knows? Like it will start on Christmas Day. That'd be amazing. That'd be lit. I feel like they would have to shorten the season next year though to like 50 games or 52 or something like that. Just something light, something just basic. And yeah, it's other than that, I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel next year it's gonna back up a lot of stuff like the draft, all that shit. The draft, the free agency, um, pretty much because I think they were gonna get it all in 1 month as soon as the season ended. So it's gonna be really complicated. It's gonna be a 1 year plan from what I'm looking at. So when it does come back, I'm gonna be hype. So that's all I really have to say for this episode. I'll let you guys know if there's any news or anything probably coming out next week. Hopefully I can land a couple interviews for next week. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening. Just remember, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, check it out, youtube.com/theycallmemythic. Look at other basketball episodes or anything I need to upload. If you guys have any comments about this episode or anything I missed, just comment down below and message me on either Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, even if you guys got my Twitter. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week.